The heat races have officially concluded for the All-Star race, and we see Daniel Suarez and Chris Buescher pick up the win in the heat. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching heat races from North Wilkesboro for the All-Star race. We got a little bit to talk about from us. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So let's start with heat number one. Yeah, Daniel Suarez started on the inside and Chase Elliott on the outside. These guys also were on the wet weather tires. This would be the first time in NASCAR Cup Series cars we're racing on wet weather tires. I don't know if it's going to officially count because of the fact that it wasn't a points-paying race. So they both started up front, and Daniel Suarez put on basically kind of dropped back a little bit because on lap 2 or lap 3, Chase Elliott was able to eventually pass for the race lead. But as the run went on, Daniel Suarez's car really started coming to play, especially on the long run, and he got a really strong run, and eventually on lap 20 was able to pass Chase Elliott for the race lead. Around laps 35 of the race, they would go ahead and throw a competition caution to put on fresh, wet tires. They've been talking maybe they're going to put slick tires on these cars. They decided to go ahead and put the wet weather tires back on, basically to have new, fresh, wet weather tires. So we went back racing with Suarez on the inside and Chase Elliott on the outside. Chase Elliott would get a terrible restart, and Daniel Suarez was able to clear for race lead. Joe Logano tried to get up to Daniel Suarez, but Daniel Suarez was able to pull away and get out to the lead, and he would come off the corner and win in dominating fashion. And because he won heat number one, he will start on the pole on tomorrow night's All-Star race. So now, let's take a look at the results in heat number one. So Daniel Suarez picks up the victory, well-deserved victory in the heat, fastest car for sure. Joey Logano finished the second. Great run for Joey Logano, who kind of struggled on the short tracks this year. Great run for Logano. Chase Briscoe finishes third. Good run for him. Chris Bell finishes in fourth. Denny Hamlin finishes fifth. Ryan Blaney finishes sixth. Chase Elliott dropped all the way back to seventh. Just lost a lot of positions on the restart. Kevin Harvick finishes eighth in that awesome-looking number 29 car. Good run for Harvick. Not a great run, but starting 16th. Austin finishes ninth. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. finishes 10th, and Eric Jones finished 11th. Heat number one, in my opinion, pretty good in my honest opinion. Some pretty solid racing up front, especially in the beginning. Yeah, Suarez bumped back into Chase Elliott. It was pretty good racing in heat number one. Kind of ended a little bit stale, but overall, not bad racing in heat number one. Then we get to heat number two in this race, which was obviously dominated. Basically, there were a few cautions in heat number two. You saw some pretty big domination, quintessentially by Chris Buescher, who put up a dominating fashion and led like the first 34, 35 laps. Not a lot of passing ended up happening. We saw Chris Buescher lead. Then they threw the caution to put wet tires on. Yes, it was raining a little bit, but I honestly would kind of say it was kind of a fun flag right there just to kind of spice it up a little bit because the racing, to be honest, heat number two wasn't that great. Once he put the wet weather tires on, I think the racing definitely improved, and you saw a little bit more passing. Chris Buescher, though, put up a complete dominating clinic and would pull away from the rest of the field and would end up winning heat number two. There was a lot of contact going on, but behind him, there wasn't much other stuff going on, and Chris Buescher dominated in one heat number two. So now let's look at the results for heat number two. Chris Buescher picks up the victory. Austin Dillon finished the second. We'll start fourth. Austin Dillon ran top three pretty much all of the heat. Good run for him. William Byron finishes third. Good run for him. Brad Keselowski finishes fourth. Struggled in the beginning of the heat, but his car really came in, especially on the wet weather tires. I think Keselowski is going to have a car that can win the All-Star race tomorrow. He looks really good. Bubba Wallace finished fifth. Bubba also had a really good car. I think he's got a shot at winning tomorrow night. Mark Truex Jr. finishes sixth. Kyle Busch finishes seventh. Kyle Busch struggled in the beginning of the race, but as the long run really came in, that 8 car kind of was really fast, so good run for Kyle Busch. Kyle Larson finishes 8th. Larson was up front, lost a ton of positions. He got drop kick. Ross Chastain was actually up to second, actually up to fourth. He started falling back on a restart, lost a ton of positions. He finished 9th, and Tyler Reddick finished 10th. My thoughts on heat number two, not the most exciting in the world, pretty much domination faction, and not the greatest racing in the world. And now let's talk about the racing at North Wilkesboro. I've seen a lot of backlash on social media with the heat racing at North Wilkesboro. I do want to say a couple things. Was it the most exciting racing in the world? No, absolutely not. However, it was not the worst racing I've ever seen. This is better, definitely, what we saw at Texas Motor Speedway last year in that All-Star race. And I think that the drivers were taking care of each other and not racing stupidly aggressive, because even some of the team owners had said to take care of your stuff. You got to take care of your cars and make sure your cars are ready, especially for the big show tomorrow. So that's why I don't think you saw these drivers get extremely aggressive, because they got to save their stuff for tomorrow's night's race. And I think the racing tomorrow will be a little better. Also, I will say, though, the next-gen car does have some work to do with the short-track package. It's very difficult to pass, but I think North Wilkesboro historically has been very difficult to pass. However, I don't think the track is a problem. I saw a lot of people saying NASCAR should never go back to North Wilkesboro. The track is not the problem. The car is the problem. We saw in today's NASCAR truck series race, the race is really, really good in my opinion, especially on the long run. And I think especially everything being on equal fuel tomorrow, though, I think the racing will definitely be a little bit better. I'm not expecting it to be a barn burner, but I think it'll definitely be a little better than what we saw. I don't think it's going to be great, but I think it'll be better than what we saw tonight. I just think that a lot of people need to have their expectations curved and not expect this race to be a complete barn burner tomorrow. Just have your expectations curved going into it. So, that is it for the heat race reviews for the All-Star race. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe to the channel, notifications on so I win a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Link description below over that, and comment your thoughts below on heat races. What are your thoughts on heat races? Let me know below. Let me know your score in the comments below, and congratulate Chris Buescher on Daniel Suarez winning the heat races. Tomorrow on the channel, we're going to have 2 videos on the channel. I'm going to have 2024 NASCAR schedule predictions on the channel, and I'm also going to have the All-Star race review on the channel. After that concludes, then on Monday, there should be a NASCAR news video on the channel. Got a lot of content on the way, especially a lot of race picks. The Indy 500s this week, the Coke 600. The biggest week in motorsports is coming up. We got to get through North Wilkesboro first. We got a lot of content they're dropping on the channel. We're also trying to reach 2,500 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you're new to the channel and enjoyed today's video, make sure to subscribe. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.